Hello, Senior Style Guide community. My name is Janelle Dewolf, and I'm a photographer that's located in the Fishers, Indiana area, just right outside of Indianapolis. I'm also a certified Enneagram coach, and so Vicki asked me if I would just come on and join the community for a little bit and talk a little bit about Enneagram. I've done a couple guest blog posts over the last several weeks that maybe you've caught and either said, like, I don't know what this word is, or been intrigued because of all the buzz that is kind of out there currently about Enneagram. If you've not had a chance to explore Enneagram, this would certainly be a great time to dig in and start asking questions and getting curious, because our personality type can tell us a lot when we're responding in crisis, and what our reaction is, and maybe how it's bumping into people around us. So we all can appreciate that this is a time of stress, and so there may be aspects of your personality that you're recognizing a little bit more because of some things that are rising up for you. So the Enneagram is a personality typing system. It is described by 9 different types that are on a diagram. So it literally means 9-sided diagram. And each of the types have different behaviors, but most importantly, versus many other personality typing systems that are out there, the Enneagram is about what motivates those behaviors. And that is the distinguishing factor in determining your type. And there are lots of different personality typing systems out there. There are lots of ways, if you just Google how to figure out your Enneagram type, that it might tell you free tests and whatnot. It's not how I recommend for you to do the work to really figure it out, because it's more of a discovery for yourself in looking at what motivates those behaviors. So I have some tips on my website. It's thedewolfco.com that talk about some ways to discover your Enneagram type. Please feel free to reach out to me. I love to talk Enneagram, so I'm happy to answer any questions, but I'm on Instagram at Janelle, JANELLE.Dewolf, DEWOLF. So hit me up, ask me any questions over there. I have lots of different content. But really what I wanted to spend a few minutes about today was talking about how, if you do know your Enneagram type, how each type may be reacting currently in this situation that we're in with the pandemic and being quarantined. So I'm just going to walk through each type. The type 1s are known as the perfectionist, and they are motivated by being perfect, not being bad. And so they kind of need to be aware currently of what might be coming up for them, of how they may be judging others. They have an inner critic voice within them that is constantly judging themselves. And so that judgment can sometimes come out, especially in times like this. And especially when it comes to right and wrong and following the rules. So the type 1s might be experiencing a little bit of that in this time. But the really other cool thing about understanding your Enneagram type is that every type has specific gifts and talents that are to be used to live into the best version of yourself. And so 1s, you can use your gifts and talents right now by helping others in creating systems. You can use your voice of teaching to educate others. You can use your heart for social justice by seeking out others that may need help at a time like this. And just kind of watch yourself to make sure that it's not coming off in a judging manner, that you are walking alongside others. Type 2s are the helpers, and they are motivated by being wanted or loved or needed. And so they often, because of that, are not always in tune to what their own needs are. And so I caution 2s at this point in time in what's happening in our nation to be very aware of tuning into your own self-care and your own needs, and recognizing what you might be pushing down because you're so in tune to everything that everyone around you is needing, especially with everyone juggling homeschooling and every meal that's needed and all the needs that may be existing in your household. Just stop and do a check for yourself and ask yourself how you're feeling and what sort of self-care you need. As for your gifts, as natural helpers, there's a lot of opportunity to be helping right now. And so really dig in and use those gifts to be maybe asking what someone in your neighborhood needs, post on your neighborhood site if there's someone elderly that you can deliver groceries to. It's not a problem right now to be looking for areas to use your natural helping gifts. Type 3s. Type 3s are the achievers, and they are natural hard workers, always looking to hit that next goal. You might be finding yourself right now trying to figure out how you can be the best at social distancing. And I kind of say that jokingly, but in a lot of ways it's truly something to be aware of, because you have such a tendency as a natural achiever to look at how to do what you're doing well. And you might also stay real aware of if you're diverting some of your concern and anxiety into just digging back into work. And of course, since we're all working from home, it's definitely available to us at all times to have work at our fingertips. So just to stay present, stay aware, stay in tune to what is happening for you. And then your natural gifts is you can very easily share that spirit of out-of-the-box thinking, help mobilize others to take action and to get things done in this time where some other types might have a tendency to pull back a little bit. So take your action in mobilizing and utilizing your natural ability to want to do, and go out there and do some good. Type 4s. Type 4s are known as the individualists, and they are very in tune to their own feelings. And so there are a lot of feelings right now. And so those feelings might be at a place that would make it easy to sit in. And so 4s, I just really invite you to pay attention if you're getting lost in your feelings and letting your feelings own you instead of you owning your feelings, because there's just a lot to be experiencing right now with lots of ups and downs and all the information coming at us. But your natural gift is that you can so easily sit with others in pain or concern and not feel like you have to go fix everything. And so your natural gift of empathy and just being present with others is needed in this time. And so stay attuned to those around you that may be needing a little bit more of that right now for your natural empathic spirit. Type 5s. Type 5s are motivated by the gathering of information, and boy, are you bombarded right now with the opportunity to continually research and dig into more data and what the World Health Organization is saying today. And so just be real aware if you're getting lost in some of that research and maybe digging a little too deep, or spending a little bit too much time where you're not getting to some of the other things that need your attention as well. But you can use that natural gift for knowledge and sharing with others, and take all that data and research and use it to bring a positive spirit to so much of the negative information that we're continually bombarded with. Type 6 are our loyalists, and 6s are in an interesting place right now because their motivation is to feel secure. And so 6s stereotypically are known to almost be worst case scenario thinkers. And we can all imagine that right now there's a lot to be worst case thinking through. Interestingly, a lot of 6s that I work with have also shared that it's not as if their anxiety and their fear are getting out of control right now. It's almost more like they're looking around, saying, now you know how I feel. Because the state that many of us are feeling is almost what they're thinking through on a regular basis. And so fear and anxiety are very present for them. And so an opportunity for sixes is to, they're in their head a lot. And so the more we can move, the more you are able to get outside and get out of your head. Free flow journaling is great for sixes as well. And then your gift is that you are very community minded. And so to be able to look as a whole, maybe for the Senior Style Guide community or your neighborhood community or your church community, and maybe stop and look at maybe what those needs are and how you can foster that community spirit even greater at this time. Our type sevens. Type sevens are our enthusiasts, and they are sunny side thinkers. They are true optimists. They turn everything into a good time. They're adventurous spirits, but they're motivated by not feeling limited or bored. And so you can imagine right now that it's difficult for sevens because we are very limited. It is boring. We're living in Groundhog Day where we're repeating the same day over and over. So it's feeling very trapped for our sevens and those that are constantly seeking new ways to experience life. And so if you're a seven or if you love a seven, be real aware with them, and just they have a tendency to reframe anything negative into a positive. And so you might be experiencing a little bit of that right now, but you also might be a little stuck because some things are a little bit harder to reframe right now because you're future oriented and we are not sure. We've never lived through this. We've never walked through these sorts of days. And so we don't know what that future looks like. And so just be aware of some of those feelings that are coming up. But man, your gift of joy and laughter and that sunny side spirit and that positive aspect is so needed right now. And so use it. Just share that. Keep sharing the funny memes and keep bringing laughter to wherever you are. And that adventurous spirit of wanting to book that plane ticket that is so cheap right now because you'd like to take advantage of that next vacation. Just don't lose your adventurous spirit. Just recognize that we do have to experience the more painful side of life as well as the joys that we constantly have. And so you might need to be aware of that. Our type eights are the challengers. And so they are very strong personalities, you experience them as very intense, and but they're incredible leaders. They might be experiencing a little bit of impatience right now with how others are walking through this crisis, and getting a little frustrated with those that are not following the rules, or that maybe are sharing a little bit more on Facebook. Or you might see an eight. They can express intimacy by moving toward conflict and engaging in some of that. And so you might find yourself that doing that a little bit more. You can use your gift is that you have an incredible sense of being able to speak up for those whose voice is not able to be heard right now. Another heart for social justice. And so recognize and look for those opportunities to use that gift and speak up for those that need it at this time. And finally, type nines are the peacemakers, and they are motivated by avoiding conflict. And they often can merge with others in both an ability to help both sides be seen, but and so that is certainly a need right now when many are expressing varying opinions, but you also need to stay aware of a natural tendency that you may have to avoid that conflict by some of the numbing out tendencies of binge watching TV, scrolling your phone, and staying up a little late, putting a puzzle together, like anything that you're recognizing. Those are all great activities, especially when we need to remove ourselves from some of the intensity of what we're hearing all the time. But just stay aware if you're doing that, to numb out and to check out a little bit, as that can be a tendency for the type 9s. But use those gifts to mediate and to bring others together. Our world needs that. Our peacemakers are just incredible people, as all of the 9 types are. And when I work with people with Enneagram coaching, that's one of the things that I just want to highlight the most, is that every personality type has these incredible gifts and talents. And it's when we're tapping into them and using them and having the self-awareness that they are ours, while recognizing also some of the blind spots that happen in our personalities. That's the real gift. And it has such positive outfall with relationships, marriages, relationships with your kids, with your clients, with other business owners. And so hit me up if you have any questions. I send you all blessings. I look forward to when we can all be back at a great Senior Style Guide gathering in person. But in the meantime, take care of yourself, both mentally and physically, and stay engaged in things like this that Vicki and so many at Senior Style Guide are offering in such a wonderful capacity of helping us remain in community in this very difficult time. Blessings to all of you.